All right. Yo, what's going on, everybody? I normally have coffee to start out with while I'm waiting for the YouTube Live to spool up, but I don't have coffee today because I only got drinks. I got beverages. But it is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. We're back at home, and it is time for a live stream. Today is Monday, November 28th, 2022. It is Cyber Monday for those of you who celebrate. Is that the right word? For those of you who are at work, have this on in the background and also maybe doing some shopping. Happy Cyber Monday to you guys and everyone listening on the podcast, the audio only version. Hopefully you guys are having a good run out there today as you are listening. Today, I don't think I'm going to run. I think I'm going to take today my rest day for the week. It's kind of an odd place to put it ahead of a marathon coming up, but I think I have to, in quotes, I kind of have to run every day the rest of this week. So I don't think I'm going to get any of the rest days in. So today is as good a day as any. Even though it is beautiful weather outside and I would love to go for a run, my back is currently bothering me quite a bit. So hopefully everyone listening on the audio-only version of the podcast, hopefully you don't have back problems. But my back's kind of bugging me. So I think today's a good day to take a day off. Everyone listening on or watching on YouTube later after the fact, hopefully you've had a good Cyber Monday if you are inclined to buy things on Cyber Monday. And hopefully you're just relaxing. Maybe you're sitting down to the remnants of your sport drink after your long run. Maybe. I don't know. That seems like a stretch, but it could be. It could be. Either way, hopefully you're doing okay. All right, let's see what we got. In the chat, we got Frank wondering if Cyber Monday is still a thing. It seems like e-commerce is giving up on it. I don't know, Frank, if e-commerce is so much giving up on it or if it's so much that, like, not as many people are working at the office. Most people have, or a lot of people have internet on their phone or at home, so they don't have to wait to get to work on Monday to do the shopping. And like it's been like Cyber Monday for like 2 weeks. Like all of our email inboxes have been just bombarded, right? So maybe that's what it is. But you know, there's nothing like, are we just like that, like spoiled by it? We're like, deals don't excite me anymore, you know? Maybe that's where we're at as a society, as a commercial entity, consuming entity, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I just feel like there's not a lot of stuff that I'm looking for. Maybe that's, I don't know. I feel like that's a good spot to be in. If you're not that excited about Cyber Monday, I think overall, that means I think you're in a good spot, right? Maybe. Lucas says, moved to a snowy winter climate, so I got some John G and Craft Winter gear with their Cyber Week deals. I got some stuff too. Where is that stuff? Oh, I wonder where it is. I ordered it before we left. That was like 6 days ago. Where is it? I told you guys about that. I have to check on that. But anyway, Cyber Week deals. Now I need the sesamoid bone in my foot to heal. Did I say that right? Sesamoid bone in the foot to heal, so I can use it. No running for 9 weeks. Lucas, no running for 9 weeks. That's going to put you through. Well, you'll still have some winter left. You'll be like back in February. All right. You'll get to use it. That's for sure. I got to run in a lot of that John G stuff that I unboxed last week. It was really nice. It was mild over Thanksgiving break in Iowa. And so it was actually quite warm in a lot of it. The layers are thin, but you know, as you run, you warm up inside, so you don't need to have like, it's not winter jacket warm, but great for running in the winter. I enjoyed the stuff that I got so far. Eliza says, hi, co-fam. Hope everyone's well. Is everyone done with big shopping deals? I don't think I saw anything else I wanted, and I tried hard to look. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all the same kind of feeling, you know? Ultimately, I'm going to take it as a good thing. All right, let's get to the Monday mukbang for today. This is going to be, by the way, the only live stream this week because I am heading out to Texas tomorrow for the running event, and then I'll be busy all day until Friday, basically, or Thursday night. That's when it ends. And then Fridays will be a travel day for me to go to Sacramento for CIM. So I'll be busy. So I'm combining like Monday mukbang and happy hour all into one. We're going to be trying, I got 3 water bottles here, trying out some new sport drink. I never had this before. Gnarly Sports Nutrition. It's their Fuel 2.0 Endurance Nutrition. I definitely mixed these up wrong, right? So it's supposed to be one packet it's a big packet, kind of like those big Tailwind ones. It's a big packet for 24 ounces of fluid. these water bottles, the biggest one here is like 17 or 18 ounces. So it's going to be a little bit strong. I didn't pour the whole thing in, but it's going to be a little bit strong. But we'll give them a try. I got 3 different flavors. One of them is caffeinated. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't remember what flavors I put into which bottle. I think I put tropical in this one. This is the one that Taryn Gessel gave me. This is the biggest one I got. But you know what? It also drives me nuts. Why do the packets not match bottle sizes, right? Doesn't make any sense. So, like, I feel like it should be in the size of bottles or soft flasks. You know what I mean? So if this is for endurance sports, and this I think is, because the instructions aren't like, take 15 minutes before exercising and every 30 minutes afterwards. It says use 1 or more packets for every hour of effort over 2 hours. So it's an endurance product, but like 24 ounces, like to measure out 24 ounces seems like an odd measurement because soft flasks are like half a liter, right? The ones that go in the front, they're not 24 ounces. So like, I just think that that's strange. I'm going to try to give these guys a good shake because I already got too much in all of these anyway. But for those of you keeping track at home, this is a 50 grams of sugars in each bottle and 500 milligrams of salt. So a very salty mixture, which I think is good. Oh, one of these is, this one's like bubbling. It's spitting. So lots of salt, lots of sugar. It's also got some calcium chloride, magnesium, vitamin D3, and some potassium. So you're getting some electrolytes in here as well. Let's start off with this one. I think this one is, based on what I just tasted, I took a little sip off the top. I think it's the cherry cola. It has caffeine in it. It doesn't say how much caffeine, but it's got some caffeine in it. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it tastes like cherry cola, just flat. This is actually pretty good. I like this. I don't normally like cherry cola overall, and I normally don't like cherry flavored thing. I like cherries, but I don't like cherry flavored cherries and dried cherries. But other than that, no cherry flavored things. This I don't think I would mind. If I'm let's say I'm doing a long ultra race, and like between aid stations, this is the drink I had for that leg of the journey. I'd be okay with that. It'd be a nice way to mix it up. Could I drink this for an entire day? I don't think so. I just think that it feels very, very sweet. Trying to mix up the rest of it. Although I don't know why, because I think I'm done tasting it. But there, that's very good. I like that one. It doesn't taste like a sport drink. It just tastes like flat cherry cola, which is kind of good. But not as syrupy, so it's good. All right. Let's see. Oh, Frank says, though, if you do 24 ounces, that's 2 350 ml flasks. Oh, well, that makes sense then, because then you just put one on each side. All right. There we go. That works. That works then. Then I'm not mad. But I still feel like maybe they should make half sizes, because then you could put one in each flask. Instead, you got to do the pinch thing when you pour it out. I don't know. Looks like we got Matt Chittum here, randomly running. He says, see you there at CIM. Lots of live shows. Yes, Matt's, I think it's a good thing Matt's not running this year. Right, Matt? You're not running this year? Because he's interviewing like 14 people in the course of like 4 hours of with expo time. So you're gonna be busy, dude. You're gonna be really busy. All right. Melvin Umang says, what up, co-fam? Got a great Black Friday deal and signed up for the Fargo Marathon in May. Will be number 6. Thoughts on the Saucony Peregrine Ice 2.0 as my winter dailies to get through this ice block? I think that I like the Peregrine 12 or 13. Whatever the Peregrine that I'm on, I like that one. It is more like a Zinal, short and fast, but very grippy. And also a little bit on the firm side. So like it meant for like just barreling through at faster speeds, messy conditions is what I feel about it. Now I haven't run in the Peregrine Ice 2.0, but I listened to Thomas and Robbie talk about it, and they said it was very firm, which I don't know if that means it's more firm than the Peregrine 12 or not. Because it's just regular Power Run, not Power Run PB. So remember like old Everrun days? It's like that material that's in there, if you remember that. So it's a little bit on the firmer side, but I think that what you gain from the firmness is grippiness. So it could be good. I think it looks great. And I'm very intrigued by it. But I probably won't get a second Peregrine this year. Rambling Matt wants to know, is the Peregrine a lot like the Torrent 2? Kind of, but I feel like the Peregrine is a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit, I don't know. I feel like the Torrent 2 is like, it's like a daily trainer with really aggressive lugs on the bottom. So in that sense, maybe use case wise, I think you could use them pretty similarly. But I just feel like the Peregrine, it's a little bit more like, I'm just going to barrel through these trails as fast as I can. I don't care how much of a mess I make. Does that make sense? I don't know. All right. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. JC says, was in and out of the live stream Friday. Forgot to mention that the Dallas Turkey Trot canceled the 8 mile and only had the 5K. Thankfully, I wasn't there to suffer the nasty weather. What happened in Dallas? Why did they have to cancel the 8 mile? You have to let me know on that. I didn't even know that. Was there weather? Oh boy. I don't know what this is up with this, but it keeps like spurting. Like everything's wet over here. There's like wet droplets on the floor from this gnarly cherry cola. Like a good day to do this would have been like the day before the marathon, because then this would have been way carb loading. But now I just feel bad that I'm going to make all these drinks and then leave them and travel halfway across the country. Or really, I'm going to pour them down the drain later. So I feel bad about that. But hopefully I'll like one of them, and maybe I'll just sip on one of them through the rest of the day. Oh, by the way, I did sign up for something too over Black Friday. The only thing that I bought Black Friday. Did we talk about this already? Yeah, we talked about this on Friday. For those of you who are for the live stream on Friday, I did sign up for the Winter Grit. So, yeah. So that'll be fun because I'll be Tokyo training. I was telling my wife yesterday that after CIM, I think CIM is 14 weeks out from Tokyo, if I've done the math right. So I think I might take like a week. I'm not going to take a week off, but like I'm going to take it really easy for like 2 weeks. And then I'll have enough time for a 12-week build up for Tokyo. So that means January is going to be pretty mileage heavy. So it'll be a good time to do Winter Grit, I think. Alana Joldersma says, hey fam, did the Sacramento's run to feed the hungry turkey trot and got a 10K PR? Awesome. We haven't rung the bell in a while, I feel like. Nice. We had record numbers at over 29,000 in attendance this year. That's a crazy race. Wow. Wow, that's a lot of people. 29,000 people. That's got to be one of the biggest turkey trots in the country at 29,000 people. Ooh, I wonder what Dallas's numbers were. Amazing. Very cool. Alana, what is the weather like in Sacramento? I feel like now we got rain back in the forecast. Now that I can see the 10-day forecast. And I've been talking about it on Instagram because normally I would talk about that kind of stuff on Twitter. I'm kind of taking a step away from Twitter for a little bit. So I put it on Instagram, which is it doesn't quite work the same to talk about the weather on Instagram, but I did it there. It looks like it's going to rain. It looks like it's going to be pretty much not worst case conditions for me, but my least favorite weather, 40 degrees and raining at the start of the race. So like, my wife was like, why do you not like that? Because I was complaining to her about it yesterday. She's like, why don't you like that? And I'm like, because if it were any colder, then it would just be snowing. And I love it to run in the snow. You don't get soaking wet when you run in the snow. But at 40 degrees and raining, or like 30s and raining, it's as cold as you can possibly be, and you're soaked to the bone. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not looking forward to that. And I just remembered, I went to Walmart today to stock up the pantry before I left, because I'm going to be gone for like a week. And also my family's coming to visit us over New Year. So I just want to like just get some stuff that I can, non-perishables, things around the house that I need to stock up on. I got a bunch of stuff. And the last thing I was going to do was buy some throwaway layers now that I know it's going to rain. And I forgot to do that. I don't want to go back over there. But now I got to look through and like, what rain layers would I be willing to part with? I don't know. I don't know. Do I bring the really nice New York poncho? I don't know. Mark says it's going to be like 0.01 inches per hour light rain. So is that going to be, is that good? That's light? Yeah, Mark says very light, seeing rain, but very light rain. Okay. Alana says, stoked to see you at CIM this year and fingers crossed for nicer weather. Yeah, I'm hoping that it clears through. Steven C1984 says, use a trash bag. You know, I don't know where I put them all, but I even reminded everyone on the Instagram post yesterday to go out and buy like a single use or like those really cheap ponchos you get at like the drugstore. And I forgot to get that too. I'm going to have to go to Walmart. I'm going to have to go back out. I hate driving. But yeah, should I use a trash? The trash bag always seems very weird to use. I always feel like a trash bag is one of those things where, because you're poking holes in it, and I just feel like it's only a matter of time before the holes keep stretching and stretching. I don't know. I'm concerned about it. But I mean, if it's going to be light rain, that's not bad. That means it might be humid. So like, I don't know. I don't know how to pack. I think in Texas it's supposed to be dry this week, but like 40s, mid 40s for the lows and like mid 50s, 60s for the highs. So I feel like I'm just going to pack, I don't know. I'm going to be running every day, pack shorts and a t-shirt for running weather, and then warmer stuff for walking around, I guess. I don't know. I just got back from a week away, and now I got to pack for another week away. It feels like a lot. All right. Let's go with this. Did I try this one yet? I don't think I tried this one yet. This flavor, I think, is limeade. No caffeine. But limeade, is that going to mean it tastes like Gatorade, right? Oh, that's limey. That's very limey. It almost tastes like soap. It tastes more like soap than a sport drink. I would not want a lot of this. If someone, I mean, I know I made it too strong, but like, there's no way that like diluting this to the right amount is going to make it less limey. It tastes like, like there's like lime juice, and then there's lime zest. The essence, the oil, the natural oils that are on the peel, like that tastes different to me. And I feel like that's what they put in here. Or whatever chemical equivalent they may be able. Although this thing says no fake stuff on the top of the packaging right here. No fake stuff. So I don't know how they got the lime flavor, but it's very limey and it tastes like soap. I don't like that one at all. Can you imagine though, like let's say you're struggling at an ultra and let's say the person that's crewing you is like, all right, I got a bunch of, here's how we're going to keep you entertained and like keep things fresh for this race. Every aid station, you're going to have a different flavor of drink and it'll be fun, right? Maybe you like different flavors. Maybe you're like me, you love to experiment and try new things. And let's say you're struggling. Maybe it's like mile 30 of a 50-mile race and you got a hilly section coming up and all of a sudden this gets put in your bottle and you're like, this is what I have to drink for the next 8 miles, 12 miles. I'd be pretty upset. I feel like probably after a while you get used to it. The flavor reminds me of. Do you guys remember did you guys ever try the Univid sport drinks? Those were also very salty, like 1,000 milligrams for like a 17-ounce bottle or something like that. Very salty. There was a lime one. I think Rachel Schneider or Rachel Smith was the sponsored athlete for that one. That's what that tastes like. It tastes almost exactly the same. Matt Shannon says it's an organic soap flavor, an interesting collab with Irish Spring. I mean, Irish Spring. I'm not sure I would associate that. It would be an interesting collab because I don't think I would associate that with Ireland limes. But I mean, that's what makes it fun, right? Let's see. Will Willing says, for CIM, would you consider a rain jacket and then tie it around your waist if it stops raining? Right now, I'm thinking I'm going to do singlet, arm sleeves, and gloves. And then I'm thinking if it's light rain, I'm just going to get wet, whatever. And hopefully I'll stay warm enough and don't develop hypothermia. The thing is, the arm sleeves, when they get wet, they have more of a cooling effect than they do a warming effect. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit. If it's just cold, it kind of helps you stay warm. But like the ones that I have are like cooling. So I don't know. I don't really want to race in a long sleeve or a short sleeve. Maybe I'll race in a short sleeve, but that would just feel weird, I think. Um, I don't know. Because then by the time it gets to be like 50 degrees at the finish, if that's what it's going to be, that's going to feel like really annoying. And then like if it's a short sleeve shirt and all wet from rain, I don't know. But for me, if I were to wear a rain jacket, a rain layer, it would be one that I wear at the start of the race. Like I would probably leave it unzipped while I'm in the corrals. And then once we start, zip it up and then run, like so that my bib, they don't want your bib covered, but like I would run with the rain jacket. And then if it stopped raining or if I got hot, I would just toss the jacket, So like it's an expensive way to race. But I think I have a white rabbit rain layer that is not holding up exceptionally well. It's kind of got a hole in it. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's a good time to get rid of it. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll pack that one and then see what I do with it. Melvin says also, I'll be in Chicago in March for my wife's spring break. Do you recommend the Shamrock Shuffle? Think about running the AK. That's a fun race. It's usually really cold though. But it's a fun one to do. It is kind of like it marks the start of the running season for Chicago because, it starts with Shamrock Shuffle, ends with the Chicago Marathon. Although I kind of normally think that like really the hot chocolate 15K is like the end of the running season for Chicago. But, that's kind of like the way that it's a lot of people see it as being bookended. It's a big race. It's a fun race. And you get to start, I think, and end in the same way as the Chicago Marathon. So it's a pretty cool start. If you're in town, I'd say do it. It's worth doing. Stone Cold says, Amp for CIM. He's got a 255 goal. Any risks of slippery roads? It was wet out last year because it was like a weird humidity and stuff. Even though it was wet in portions, I never felt like it got slippery out there. Because it was, for the most part, I don't really remember that many parts of this course that were like concrete that could be slippery. And most of it felt like tarmac, like blacktop. So I feel like that stuff does a little bit better in the wet. All right. Let's get to this last one. This one I save for last because I think this is one I'm going to like the most. It's tropical flavor. I usually like tropical flavor things. Get it open. All these like spit a little bit every time they open. It's kind of annoying. This is nice. It tastes like pineapple juice. Oh, this is really nice. This tropical is great. I would love it. See, I feel like maybe people should do this. It's just like a roulette, but for your hydration pack, for your next ultra. Just try it. Or if someone's having a hard time, be like, guess what? You're struggling. I put something that you never tasted before in your hydration pack. Hopefully you like it. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 hours. But this would be fun. If I got this, I'd be like, oh, this is tasty. And I'd just be sipping on it as I'm running through, struggling through Pain Cave. I think that'd be kind of fun. That's good. I really like that one. That one I'm going to be sipping on all day. I like that one. All right. Mark says, did I read correctly that CIM lets you stay on the bus at the start as long as you want? Yes, that's true. That's how it was last year. The interesting thing is some of their older like websites, that used to not be the case. I'm not sure why. It's changed, maybe because people wanted to be able to just stay on the buses. But I specifically remember looking through stuff yesterday or maybe the day before, just reading up just CIM stuff. Even though I'm familiar with the race, I just kept reading stuff over and over again. And I like clicked on one link and it specifically said you can stay on the buses as long as you want. I've talked to Matt Chittum about it. I talked to Peter Bromka about it. We're all in agreement that this is a thing. And then I clicked on like 2 other links, all CIM stuff, all like different I mean, the websites were different colors and stuff, so that's why I feel like it was an old link. But there was one area where it said like you have to get off the buses and you're not allowed to stay on the buses. The buses have to go back or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, like so I think maybe it used to be that you couldn't, but now you can. And everyone else agrees. Alana thinks that. Terrence says that. Yeah. So Adams has some interesting news. Says in the Shanghai Marathon, the seventh male was DQ'd for wearing Primex Strung. Ooh. Was there prize money that far? I mean, I don't know how big the Shanghai Marathon is, but I would like to be able to see, like, I think it makes sense. Like that guy that was at the Vienna Marathon, which I'm not convinced it wasn't a publicity stunt. Like they paid their athlete to go run this marathon in, where is it? Vienna, with the Primex and win or podium and try to get disqualified because it's too big, you know? But now, and like the shoe's been out for over a year, it's not as interesting. So he might be just the person just wanted to wear it. Seventh male. It'd be interesting to me if if there wasn't prize money and they were just like, you know, here at the Shanghai Marathon, we take World Athletics rules very seriously. You know, that'd be interesting. The other thing that I saw though, Adam, was that I thought I saw someone say that one of the Ironman winners, was it Ironman men, won wearing the Primex Strung. Now, I mean, World Athletics rules don't apply to triathlon. And so, I mean, they can wear whatever they want, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes too, because of now that someone's won that and won prize money. I'm surprised that hasn't happened sooner though. Like that, the triathletes, like to me, the fact that like triathletes love like the Noosa, I think it's a great training shoe and probably good for practicing like from swim to bike because, you know, you're sliding the shoe on fast and all that stuff. But like if I had to run a marathon after a long swim and a long bike ride, you know, like I don't want a firm, fast turnover shoe. I just want something squishy. But, you know, that's just me. I'm a terrible triathlete. That's fascinating. I'm going to have to read up on that. Dominic Smirnowski says, his race strategy is going to be run 3-hour pace and see when I fall apart. That's pretty much going to be my idea. So hopefully I fall apart after the finish line. That's kind of where I'm going. I don't know if I'm in 3-hour shape. But 3:10 shape seems like it's doable, but would still be hard for what benefit, you know? I had a similar conversation was it with Bromka last year? Or was it with Lou Serafini? It was at Grandma's last year. I had this conversation with someone. It's like, I can run a fast time because I don't know if I'm in peak shape, but I can run a fast time. But I've already run that fast time before. So what do I gain from that, running that, you know? But like, I think I'm closer to I think I'm in better than 305 shape. It depends on how my back feels by the time I get there. But I don't know. Maybe just run 3-hour pace until the wheels fall off. And then hopefully we're somewhere close to the finish line by the time that happens. You know? I don't know. Looks like we got Dad Runner Al. He says, yo, everyone, I'm late. Oh, it's good to see ya. Melanie Flavin says, has anyone paid for a runner space to view races? Is that as bad as Flow Track? I've never paid to watch a race before, I don't think. Matthias says, have you ever thought of doing a last man standing ultra? I'm planning on trying one after my next 50K. You know, I don't find that interesting. Although there was one that like was it on GCN or GTN? I think, well, it would have been GTN, not GCN. Where one of the presenters there did one where it was like you do a loop. It was like a 4-mile loop or something like that. And you only had so much time to complete the loop, and you could rest as much as you want. And you could split up your time however you wanted to run. Is that how all last man standing ultras work? I don't know. But it was very condensed. So like guaranteed it would have been over in like a day. I don't want to be out there for 2 days. Not that I would, but I also would feel weird like leaving the event before like it was over, you know? I just wouldn't want to stay there that long. I think. I don't know. Ooh, Shannon says the Primex Strung is no longer $150. And she's thankful for that because she says, I've had such great self-restraint. I was really close to buying one too. But I let it go. Because I'm like, I have the regular Primex. I really like it a lot. And yes, an upper can definitely change a shoe. You can have the exact same midsole. If you change the upper, it can change a shoe quite a bit. But I mean, I think the Pegasuses are a good example of that. Like every other year, they change the midsole. So, but, Ooh, Matt says that the triathlon rules might be changing this week. They have an annual meeting that's going on tomorrow. That'll be interesting if they start introducing a stack height rule to that. Because I'm like, I don't know if I were to do another if I were to do like a half Ironman or an Ironman. Number one, like I'd have to get better at swimming. But like if I were to do that, like my top choices are going to be like Primex, SC Trainer, Fresh Foam More version 4. You know what I mean? Like the biggest, not that the More version 4 is above 40 millimeters, but also like who knows, in triathlon they could set whatever, they could say 30 millimeters. They could say 50. Maybe they say 50 or 51 to allow the ones that are being in use now. That's what World Athletics did. They said 40 because but coincidentally, in air quotes, the Alpha Fly was like 39.5, or at least Elliott's size 8.5 was like 39.5. If you are bigger than a size 9 or an 8.5, I don't know at what sizes the Alpha Fly midsole stack goes up, but certain sizes of Alpha Fly are illegal depending on what shoe size you're. That's why they do pre-race checks. And so that'd be interesting. So I'm thinking that person that got disqualified at Shanghai must have been in the elite field, did the pre-race check, and maybe switch shoes later? I don't know. Interesting. Steven says, so you haven't ruled out doing Boulder 70.3? I haven't ruled that out, but it'd be more likely that I would do the Never Summer than I would do Boulder 70.3, Steven. So I was just watching your video yesterday about it. Was it yesterday or maybe the day before? Trying to think, like, do I want to try and run something that gives me a ticket for Western States? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Not a ticket, but like a lottery ticket. You know. So I was looking at some stuff in the calendar that might work for me. But John Askew says, just saw the video on the Koros. Which one's out between it and the Garmin Phoenix? Now, I've never tried a Garmin Phoenix before, but I'm familiar with the watch. And I think that the Phoenix kind of lines up a little bit better with the Vertix in terms of like being like over-engineered for probably most of the people that are buying it. But it's still like a nice, very premium watch that feels great. It might be a little bit heavy. But like, I think that I really like the Apex 2 Pro because of the battery life and the dual band, but I like the weight and size of the Apex better. So like, for me, the ideal watch would be something that's like a mix of the two, but I find myself gravitating more towards the Apex. It's a little bit cheaper and it's only single band, so like it's not going to be quite as precise in theory in terms of GPS tracking, but it still has titanium on the case. It still has a sapphire glass. It just feels really nice, and I like the performance to size ratio, and it still has navigation as well. So that's one that I like maybe more. But although I do love the way Garmin does maps. So if they were like the same price, let's say I'm buying like an older Phoenix and a newer Apex Pro, I don't know, that'd be a little bit closer. If they were the same price, I might go for the Phoenix. But it is heavy. So I'd have to look real close at it. It would come to, I'd have to look at like the weight. I don't know, it's close. But like I feel like it starts to get really like very specific with preferences, you know. It's easier to compare stuff like, all right, Pacer Pro versus Pace 2 versus 255, you know. There's still like some things, you know, do you want mapping or not? But once you get to like over like $500, $600 for a watch, then it's like, then you really got to start weighing how much do you care about certain things, I think. Monica and Hunu TV says, Jay says, hey, hope you're doing well. What watch do you want to wear at CIM? I think I'm going to wear the Pacer Pro. I think that's what I'm wearing now. So I'm going to go with that one, mainly because I want to be able to have the Polar do my sleep tracking for this week. Not that I'll be able to do anything about the information when I get those like sleep recovery metrics, but it'll just kind of give me an idea of like, all right, how much of a toll is, spending all day in my feet at TRE really exerting on the body. So that's kind of like, why I'm leaning towards the Polar Pro. Steven says, never summer is tough, but good. Let me know if you need a pacer. I mean, I thought about that. I was like, maybe Steven will be in town that week. But like, I don't know if it's full, if I can even still register for it or not. I got something else that I'm kind of planning as well that might be in that same time frame, but hopefully I'll have like an idea in like the next month if that's going to be something I can do. Johnny says, Mike, you can become this serious triathlete. There'll be so much material to work with. Here's the thing. In the running world, I feel like we all appreciate serious runner. I don't think that in the triathlete world, they would appreciate a serious triathlete. I think that people take it too seriously to appreciate that kind of humor. They'd be like, stop making fun of us. That'd be my take on that. Corey wants to know, what about Sunto? I don't know. Like Sunto, I don't know if they were smart or foolish or just had poor timing. But starting a couple of years ago, I don't think that does Sunto still make watches with their own OS on it anymore? I thought they went to all like Wear OS for their watches. And that makes it really difficult to use if you want to use sensors. So like there's no app that lets you use a foot pod as far as I know. And I haven't tested it I haven't tested Wear OS as a running watch in a long time, but like the app ecosystem is garbage. There's no one writing apps over there. And it's just really like, you have to like what the watch came with or else you're just going to be upset kind of thing. And so I guess until like Google just spends much more time and money on it, which I don't think they were just announced a new watch, but it's like, I don't know, what are they doing? It's not compelling to me. So that was the problem that I had with Sunto, like the fact that they like just stopped making their own OS. I liked Sunto. I think one of the second GPS watch I ever bought was a Sunto watch. It was like the Sunto 5 or something like that. The only thing I didn't like about it was that I couldn't read it. It wasn't very bright. That was if they just made that same watch again, but brighter, it would have been great. But then like they went, I don't know. I don't know who's in charge over there or what's happening, but like there's a wandering in the wilderness right now. Yeah. All right. Stevie76 says, what would a serious triathlete do in transitions? Like, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, could you even make serious triathlete content? Like, what could you possibly make that is more like kind of like ludicrous over the top than any other, like how to set up your transition zone in a triathlon video? Like watching those, they're almost parodying themselves, right? But that's actually how you want to set up a transition zone. So I mean, I feel like that's why it would be hard. It would be really hard. I don't know. Gus or Goose says, I'm gonna say that's Goose, like Maverick and Goose. Goose says it's GUUS for those listening. Goose says the Gear Tracker app is great on Wear OS, has very active developer and community, and I think they have a lot of sensor support as well. All right, Goose, I'm gonna have to check that out. Next time someone is like, hey, check out our Wear OS watch, I'm going to try that. Because I would love it if there were, like, I really like my Apple Watch, but I just don't like it as a running watch. That's the thing. So if there could be a running watch that does, like a Wear OS watch that does running well, that would be very interesting to me. Steve 76 says, talk to me, Goose. That's all right. Guys, I think that's going to be a good place to leave it for today, everybody. I know it's a little bit short, but also we have someone coming to the house to sell us blinds or something like that. My wife set it up. We're having our house measured for blinds, but for some reason it's like a 2-hour appointment. So that's happening soon. So I got to get ready for that. not that I gotta get ready, but like I gotta plan my day around that. I got a lot of stuff I gotta get ready for this week. I got Speed Goat 5 100-mile review. That's something that I got to film and get ready. So hopefully that'll come out this week as well. I've got not too much stuff for TRE that I'm going to make ahead of time. A lot of that stuff you guys will see next week. And then, of course, after that, you'll see CIM stuff. I'm not sure how to package all that like chronologically. I usually like to have the race stuff come really close to the race, but with TRE in there, who knows? I'm not sure how I'm going to set it up, but you guys will see a bunch of videos from me. I'll be around. I'll be on Instagram. I won't be on Twitter very much, but I'll be on Instagram if you guys want to still keep in touch with me over the next week. But I won't see you guys in terms of live streams probably until I don't travel till Monday evening. So like I probably won't see you guys until next Tuesday. So it's going to be 8 days for live streams. So sorry for the long hiatus, but I'll have lots of stories to tell you when I get back, I imagine. So in the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. If I'm going to see you in Austin or Sacramento, I can't wait. But if I'm not going to, hopefully you guys have good runs until the next time. All right, guys, take care. That's going to be it. See ya.